Hoax.win32.badjoke. Anywork, also known as Anywork, is a joke program that runs on Microsoft Windows operating systems. Details: opening the file will bring up a window asking you to enter your name. After doing so and clicking OK, it will make a bunch of pop-ups appear on screen that say this, namely NTERED*, don't you have any work? BonziBuddy, sometimes spelled BonziBuddy, 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 or BonziBuddy, misspelled BonziBuddy, was an on-screen intelligent software agent from Bonzi or Bonzi Software that was generally reported as malware, released in 1999 and discontinued in 2004 with only around 7 versions ever released. The official website stated it would help a person explore the internet through various functions along with their own sidekick. It first surfaced as a green talking parrot named PD, before taking the form of an animated purple gorilla that resided on a user's desktop and communicated through the employment of Microsoft Agent technology. As the years since Bonzi.com was taken down continue to grow in number, BonziBuddy has become benign over time, as it is no longer able to access the servers it requires to utilize its adware component. BonziBuddy is known as a keylogger. BonziBuddy received wide recognition as Trojan, predominantly as a piece of adware, though claims of spyware capabilities have been made against it. 1. It is also a pup. Overview: the software used Microsoft Agent technology similar to Office Assistant 2, and originally sported PD, a green parrot character, before it became the purple ape. The software interacts with users while they are online, providing shopping advice, jokes, and trivia. 3. When Bonzi the purple gorilla was about to be released in the next version, after PD's last version, PD would ask the user if they'd like to meet a new buddy of theirs. Then began the usage of Bonzi, the purple gorilla. At one point, the official website for the application said this about it: he will explore the internet with you as your very own friend and sidekick. He can talk, walk, joke, browse, search, email, and download like no other friend you've ever had. He even has the ability to compare prices on the products you love and help you save money. Best of all, he's free. The initial program was free, but most functions in the free version were only samples or demos that would urge people to pay for modules to extend the functionality. For example, Bonzi told jokes and sang songs, but to go beyond a few jokes and songs, about half a dozen, users were urged to purchase joke or song modules. BonziBuddy works best on Windows XP or below. While the program still works in Windows Vista and up, his speech glitches to the default sound of the computer in said operating systems, causing him to speak weirdly and maybe cause him to skip words, and his sprite background also glitches on Windows 7 and up, so it is no longer transparent, but it creates a solid colored cyan space around Bonzi due to it being unsupported. However, this can be fixed using compatibility mode on the executable and setting it to Windows XP or below. Recognition: the software became popular in late 2013 due to a live stream released by Vinesauce Joel, a member of the popular gaming group Vinesauce, who made a stream called Windows XP Destruction involving releasing Bonzi into a Windows XP virtual machine to cause chaos amongst a host of other viruses and adware. However, Bonzi tended to do little, except occasionally provide stale jokes and greet Joel. Vinesauce Joel also made a Windows 7 destruction video showcasing BonziBuddy. This is because BonziBuddy's website has been inactive for several years, and their connections to the adware providers have been lost, meaning that for the most part, BonziBuddy is now benign. In honor of Joel's streams, http://bonzi.tk, one of the program's original websites, has been recently purchased by Vinesauce fans, and is currently used as a mirror site for the BonziBuddy link, as well as providing general information about the program. By July 2017, Bonzi.link redirects to an ad by Freenom, a free domain registration site. Vinesauce Joel also seems to think of Microsoft Cortana as a less malicious version of BonziBuddy, as stated in his Windows 10 destruction video. Criticism: in April 2007, Coral readers voted BonziBuddy 6th on a list of the top 10 most annoying tech products. One reader is quoted as criticizing the program because it kept popping up and obscuring things you needed to see. 4. One of the last newspapers to write about BonziBuddy while it was still in distribution described it as spyware and a scourge of the internet. 5. Another article found in 2006 on the Business Week website described BonziBuddy as the unbelievably annoying spyware Trojan. 6. Adware or spyware. A number of sources identify BonziBuddy as spyware and adware too. A claim the company disputes. In 2002 an article in Consumer Reports WebWatch labeled BonziBuddy as spyware, stating that it is a backdoor Santa, in that it collects information from users. Among the activities the program is said to engage in, and include resetting the user's web browser homepage to bonzi.com constantly without the user's permission, prompting and tracking various information about the user, and serving advertisements. 7. The spyware removal database at Safer Networking, makers of SpyEraser, Search and Destroy, states that BonziBuddy is an Internet Explorer toolbar that may change your web browser settings, change your homepage, and launch pop-up advertisements while tracking your web browsing habits. Spyware Guide's entry on the program states that it is adware. 8. Antivirus company Trend Micro classifies the software as adware in their spyware/greywall listings, but not malware. 9. 10. Antivirus company Symantec states that BonziBuddy may collect user statistics when certain keywords are typed in the browser. Although Symantec refers to Bonzi as adware, such behavior is typical for spyware. 11. Legal. There were 2 legal cases involving the software. InternetNews.com reported the settlement of a class action suit on May 27, 2003, originally brought against Bonzi Software on December 4, 2002. The suit accused Bonzi of using its banner advertisements to deceptively imitate Windows computer alerts, alerting the user that their IP address is being broadcast. In the settlement, Bonzi agreed to modify their ads so that they looked less like a Windows dialog box and to make them appear more like advertisements. 12. 13. On February 18, 2004, the Federal Trade Commission released a statement indicating that Bonzi Software Incorporated was ordered to pay $75,000 in fees, among other aspects, for violating the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act by collecting personal information from children under the age of 13. With BonziBuddy 3. When BonziBuddy was discontinued, people started messaging the maker of BonziBuddy begging him to bring back the lovely purple gorilla. Prior to the adware takedown, BonziBuddy was hated for years. People have said this was an annoying download. With adware being down, this is now considered a favorite harmless malware by many. Trojan Win32. Color bug or color bug is a Trojan that runs on Microsoft Windows 9X. Payload color bug appears as an executable file, but the user will notice the .exe file lacks an icon. When run, nothing will really happen until the user reboots the system. It has installed itself to the registry, so when the computer is booted up, the user will soon realize the color palette has changed. Colors are random. However, the virus fails to lock display settings, so the user can quickly change the color scheme back to default. It's not a very destructive virus, but can be pretty annoying, as it takes a while before the user figures out how to change the color scheme. However, it can help detect the no-start program. CryptoLocker is a popular ransomware Trojan that can spread via email, and is considered one of the first ransomware malware. The .exe file for CryptoLocker arrives in a zip file attached to an email message, contains an executable file with the file name and the icon disguised as a PDF, taking advantage of Windows' default behavior of hiding the extension from file names to disguise the .exe file extension for the program. CryptoLocker's payload encrypts the victim's files using a method of encryption that is quite difficult to crack or decrypt, R.A.T 2048, and refuses to unlock the files until the ransom of 500 units of currency, $500, 500 euros, 500 pounds, etc., is paid. However, people who have paid the ransom have not had their files decrypted yet. It gives about 72 hours for the user to pay the ransom, and if this is not done, then the program deletes the decryption code, preventing any recovery of data. The virus was last updated the 20th of November 2013, and is not as notorious as previous versions. While easy enough to remove, the files still remain encrypted. It has one other copy, TeslaCrypt. Once CryptoLocker has finished decrypting the files, it deletes itself, just so the user can retrieve their files and use their computer again. Decryption in early 2014. Security firms FireEye and Foxy developed an online decryption tool for CryptoLocker victims. The website went offline in August of 2014, but can still be accessed via the Wayback Machine. Tool link: decryptcryptolocker.com. Aliases: Trojan Point Ransom Lock, Symantec, Ransom Point C, AVG, Trojan Ransom Point Win 32 Point Pornoblocker Point Cell, Nictatech Free Web Scanner, Ransom Point Worm Point Cryptlocker Pointer, Kaspersky. Cursor Mania is a Trojan toolbar on Microsoft Windows that changes a user's cursor. Despite existing back in the Windows XP era, many people who downloaded Cursor Mania were people who watched a video called Windows 7 Destruction by Joel of Vinesauce, where he downloads Cursor Mania. Cursor Mania gives the user a Trojan, and usually makes the cursor invisible and slows down the computer. Payload: it infects Internet Explorer, Chrome, Firefox and Opera. According to Bitdefender, it is a Trojan toolbar. Removal: it can be removed with antivirus software. Escalation Bomb is a Trojan on Microsoft Windows. This Trojan never entered the wild, as it was only a Trojan made for YouTuber Dan01. The Trojan itself is activated without warning. When the Trojan is activated, the Trojan's payloads will be triggered on certain dates. Payloads: Payload 1. This payload activates in October. This payload makes the background glitch up into multiple backgrounds moving while it is flashing. If the user opens a window, that window will replace the image on the background until it is closed. Payload 2. Payload 2 does almost the same as Payload 1, as it also causes the background to glitch up, but makes the background move more wave-like. Payload 3. In this payload, if the user opens a window, it takes a screenshot and sets it as a user's background. Payload 4. This is the last known payload of the virus that activates on Friday the 13th. It first ejects the user's C/drive, similar to Toaster, thus resulting in many programs not working. It will try to do this while the Trojan is loading to corrupt the startup files. A successful attempt will result in when the user reboots, there will be either a booting error or a blue screen of death. Either way, the user has to fix the PC with Startup Repair or a repair CD. Due to exploit fixing, this is the only payload that can't be run on Windows 10, unlike Toaster, which works on all versions of Windows. HurrDurr is a joke program website with a Trojan executable, which infects Microsoft Windows. It exploits browser vulnerabilities. It works with Internet Explorer, Firefox, and Chrome. It does not harm your computer, but it can get annoying. Apparently since 2017 the website doesn't work anymore. Payload website: when the website is visited, it displays an animated image of a dancing dog and plays an audio file, and the browser window begins to move randomly. This functionality only works on Internet Explorer, and may not work on other browsers. Whenever a user attempts to close a tab or window, it generates a constant dialog box, which prevents the browser from being closed. This is very similar to the "you are an idiot" virus, being that it doesn't harm your system, instead aggravating the user. It displays random dialog boxes which cannot be closed. The virus does not block Task Manager or Alt+F4. This issue can be resolved by using Task Manager, unlike "you are an idiot." On Firefox, the tab, and possibly the whole browser, is hung and impossible to close. HurrDurr's payload may not work on browsers other than Internet Explorer. If attempting to visit the website on Microsoft Edge, attempting to close the tab or the window will result in a hang. If other tabs are open, the tab will freeze for about 5 seconds, then it will close. On Firefox, the window will also be hung. The only way to stop this is to end Firefox's task in Task Manager. Executable: the executable version is made by Technological Byte, Gigabyte_Forever, and it shares some payloads from MEMZ, Toaster and Sasa. It attempts to open the HurrDurr website and many other applications. After that, it tries to delete System32 and the registry, and then tries to terminate lsas.exe to reboot the computer after a minute. After a reboot, Windows will fail to start due to deleted files and registry entries. This is only recoverable if a user restores their PC with a Windows image, or reinstalls the OS. Removal process: Internet Explorer, open Task Manager, navigate to details if running Windows 8 onward, or processes if running Windows 2000 onward to 7. Then find the process explore.exe and terminate the process. Chrome/Firefox. Simply click the close button on your browser. Microsoft Edge. When you close the tab with HurrDurr, it usually takes a while for the tab or browser window to close. IconDance is a Trojan that can be viewed as a joke program running on Microsoft Windows. Payload: when run, the desktop icons will start moving around the desktop in a formation, usually trailing around the screen in a snake fashion. There are 3 different effects in the payload. After the last one, a message box appears. It reads as follows: IconDance maintenant tu peux réorganiser tes icons. Translation from French: IconDance, now you can rearrange your icons. From here the icons will follow the mouse cursor until the user clicks OK. Other details: if the icons are auto-arranged, they would just swap their positions without dancing. MEMZ0942 is a Trojan that infects iOS devices. This Trojan doesn't contain any damaging payloads. Overview: MEMZ0942 is a 5-second video in which makes any iOS versions 5 to 10.1 to crash or hang. The video displays the following texts: Honey, sweet my AOP.com heroom. The video file will not operate its payload. Microsoft Windows, Android, all Linux-based systems. Newer versions of iOS such as 10.2 onward isn't affected with this type of Trojan. The video file will play as normal. Payload: whenever a user sees the entire video, their devices running iOS will experience a slowdown in which will lead in their devices hanging. Removal: the user will need to perform a hard reset on their device. Lose/Lose is a joke program game designed to run on macOS systems. When played, each enemy killed destroys a file. Windows versions came out, but it doesn't work the same. When the user first enters the game, it will warn them first about it. All the important text is highlighted in red or white font color. In the warning background there are red dots on a black screen. Aliens will appear in blue, green, yellow, tan, pink, and other colors. It will display text in the bottom square saying the user's name as well as documents. At the top it will say the score and points. The aliens have health bars that slowly go down when the user shoots at them. Payload: Lose/Lose is a dangerous joke program that deletes files. When the game is loaded, the main screen states that the game deletes files in the title to warn the player of what they are about to do. Once any key is pressed, the game will start, and the player will try to kill the aliens and earn points. However, it will delete files upon doing so by running RMR on that file. If the player makes it very far in the game, it has the potential to even delete system files and prevent the system from booting upon next reboot, resulting in a prohibitory symbol or folder with a question mark, forcing the user to reinstall the OS. Trivia: owing to how the program runs, there is a chance it will delete itself while the user is playing, as its executable file isn't safe from the game's deletion mechanic. Running it on a virtual machine will stop it deleting files on the user's host computer if it has shared folders enabled and connected, even if it is Windows or Linux. It is possible to have the host operating system be destroyed if the game is run for long and it successfully deletes a startup file. This instead results in a kernel panic for Linux or an error screen for Windows. Lose/Lose gained popularity after Joel from Vinesauce played the game in his Mac destruction stream. Losing a life deletes the program itself from the computer, being the safest way of playing the game. An interview with Zach Gage and Intego explained that Gage actually made the game as part of an Australian digital art, and Lose/Lose is meant to be taken in a philosophical manner. Over 200 players have had files deleted from their computer by the game. The user of Venice obtained the high score for the game, killing 412 aliens. Mackeeper is a rogue utility software suite for Mac OS X designed to optimize and clean a computer system. It has gained notoriety through deceptive marketing tactics, sometimes being called malware. The first beta version of Mackeeper 0.8 was released on May 13, 2010. The second release on October 26, 2010. The Mackeeper 2012 version was released on January 30, 2012 at Macworld, iWorld in San Francisco, California. Mackeeper 2.0 included updates in security, data control, cleaning and optimization features. Feature security: the real-time internet security feature blocks malicious websites automatically while surfing the internet by using several databases of known URLs and create their own block lists, along with an antivirus feature that scans the computer for malware. Mackeeper also contains an anti-theft feature that can help find a lost or stolen computer by making an eyesight photo snapshot of the user, generating a detailed report of the location information through the use of triangulation, and contacting the owner the moment the computer is detected. Data control: the data encryptor can encrypt files or folders on the hard drive. Using a password, the data cannot be retrieved through Finder or Terminal. The files recovery utility scans the hard drive or external drive where the deleted files were stored. Any files that are found can be previewed and recovered. Backup creates reserved copies of the files and folders. The backup destination can be a USB flash drive, external HDD or FTP server. The shredder feature is a data erasure tool that destroys so that even specialized software cannot restore them. Cleaning: the fast cleanup feature is a disk cleaner that finds and removes junk files on the hard drive in order to free up space. The Duplicates Finder app will search the entire hard drive and locate multiple instances of the same file and allow the user to manually review the files to decide what files they would like to keep and what files they would like to delete. Files Finder is a filter that can scan the hard drive for all files and allow the user to view only the selected file type. The disk usage feature scans the folders and marks them with different colors depending on the size of the content the folder contains. This feature includes Files and Duplicate Finder to help detect large files that may be misplaced. Smart Uninstaller removes widgets, applications, preference panes and plugins. It removes the preferences, web caches and log files which still remain on the Mac's hard drive even after the item has been removed to the trash. System optimization: the update tracker checks each application installed on the Mac user's machine for the newest versions. All apps are marked by color as up to date and out of date. Any out of date application can be updated manually. Login items allows the user to manage startup applications that launch automatically. Default apps shows the associations between all file extensions and applications that open them. It helps to define which application will open each file type and allows the user to choose the methods. Criticism: many users found Mackeeper to be considered a malicious antivirus. A few also can find this an additional rogue. Zeobit has been accused of employing misleading advertising with regards to its promotion of Mackeeper, including aggressive affiliates, hot under ads and planting sock puppet reviews, as well as websites set up to discredit their competitors. Zeobit claims that negative attacks were also launched against Mackeeper by an unnamed competitor, and that many users and press are confusing Mackeeper with another app. Lawsuits: in May of 2014 a lawsuit was filed against Cromtech in Pennsylvania, alleging that Mackeeper fakes virus infection to scare users into paying for unneeded fixes. Reviews: Macworld gave Mackeeper 3.5 out of 5 stars in August 2010, based on the 0.9.6 build of the program, and found it a reasonably priced set of tools, but experienced lagging while switching between tools. MacLife rated it a 2.5 out of 5 and said it to be useful mainly for freeing up drive space, but found other features offered inconsistent results and believed most users won't need its antivirus feature. AppStorm, which is sponsored by Mackeeper, described the software as incredibly powerful maintenance utility for OS. The MacFeed found that Mackeeper contained a large number of space reduction features, but found some features contained software bugs. The Safe Mac recommended users avoid Mackeeper, questioning not only Zeobit's general ethical conduct, but finding the software unnecessary, overpriced and problematic to uninstall. Removal: even though it is debated whether or not it is actually malware, many people want to remove it. To start, to remove the Mackeeper icon, launch Mackeeper in Applications, then go to General and uncheck Show Mackeeper icon in menu bar. Next, go to the Mackeeper application menu and choose Quit. Finally, drag Mackeeper into the trash. The user will be asked for the administrator password. Type it in. and then a pop-up will occur and ask to uninstall the remaining components, and click uninstall. There may be some remaining files, so the user should manually search for them, or use a cleaning tool. MEMZ is a custom-made Trojan on Microsoft Windows, originally created for Danuked1's viewer-made malware series, and intended to ridicule script kidders. It has gained fame and notoriety due to its highly complex and unique payloads, usually internet MEMZ payloads, mainly thought out as a joke virus. Description: MEMZ is a Trojan for Microsoft Windows. It was originally created for Danuked1's viewer-made malware series. This Trojan has quite a few payloads, which all automatically activate after each other, with some delay. It is available as a .exe file and a batch version. The batch version works like a self-extracting archive, which just extracts and runs the .exe out of itself. Payloads on newer versions of MEMZ. It gives a warning to the user not to run it on a physical machine as it will damage it, and advises the user to run on a virtual machine. If the user clicks OK to the two warning messages, MEMZ will run. When MEMZ is run, it will leave a note titled note.txt for you telling the user that they will not be able to use the computer anymore after rebooting it. Your computer has been fucked by the MEMZ Trojan. Your computer won't boot up again, so use it as long as you can. D. Trying to kill MEMZ will cause your system to be destroyed instantly, so don't try it. D. At the same moment, the computer's master boot record is overwritten by MEMZ. The payloads are meant to work on Windows XP and up, and fails on all versions of Windows 9X and Windows 98 and below. However, the final payload listed below still works on all versions of Windows. It is also possible to operate MEMZ on Mac OS X by converting it from .exe to app with wine bottler, although only the dialog box and MBR overwriting payload are functional. Killing MEMZ via Task Manager or shutting down will cause a crash, as elaborated below. The moment you see this message and your computer runs on legacy BIOS, your operating system has already been replaced by an Iron Cat animation, running as a custom bootloader, and your partition table will more likely be destroyed. If the drive uses GPT rather than MBR, Iron Cat does not appear on startup, but the computer will still fail to boot anyways as the Windows boot manager will be unsuccessful. The first payload inside of Windows is opening random websites, as well as Google searches at google.co.ck. CK is a country code top level domain for the Cook Islands. Google.co.ck web searches for best way to kill yourself, how to remove a virus, Mackeeper vs Norton, how to send a virus to my friend, Minecraft hacks, download no virus, how to get money, Bonzi buddy, download free, how to buy weed, how to get weed out of verse system, how to code a virus in Visual Basic, what happens if you delete system 32G3TR3 night batch virus, download virus.exe, Internet Explorer is the best browser. Facebook hacking tool, free download, no virus working 2016 virus build, legit free download, how to create your own ransomware, how to remove MEMZ Trojan virus, my computer is doing weird things, WTF is happening, PLZ help dank MEMZ, how to download MEMZ, Half-Life 3 release date is Illuminati wheel montage parody making program 2016, the MEMZ are real stanky. Danky Maymays John Cena MIDI legit not converted Vinesauce meme collection Skrillex Skyonster and nice sprites MIDI. Answers .microsoft.com/nf/protect/forum/protect_other protect_scanning/MEMZ Malware Virus Trojan completely destroying /268 BC1C2-39F4-42F8-9 0C2-597-673 B6B45 moth aboard.vice.com/red/watch this malware turn a computer into a digital hellscape play.clubpenguin.com redirects to www.clubpenguinasland.com/download/optimizerpro.com softonic.com. It may also open one of the following Windows applications: calc.exe, calculator, notepad.exe, notepad, cmd.exe, command prompt, write.exe, wordpad, regedit.exe, registry editor, explorer.exe, Windows Explorer, taskmanager.exe, task manager, msconfig.exe, system configuration, mspaint.exe, paint, dev.master of science. Device Manager, Control.exe, Control Panel, MEMZ.exe, Microsoft Management Console. After a while, the Trojan will start moving the mouse slightly, and messages taunting the user appear, getting more violent and rapid as time progresses. A bit after that, error icons start appearing everywhere, and at the location of your mouse, plays many error sounds, and it will eventually take screenshots of your desktop and place them on top of each other, getting smaller and smaller each time, known as the tunnel effect. It gets faster as time passes on. Trying to end the MEMZ process will, as mentioned above, pop up tons of message boxes containing leet speak, and then crash the computer to a BSOD with error code 0xC0000022. Here is a list of messages. You killed my Trojan. Now you are going to die. Rest in peace. Forever miss, I warned you. HurrDurr.exe night you failed at your 1337H4X0R skills. You tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, your PC was still fucked. Hacker. Enjoy ban. Get better hacks next time. XD have fun trying to restore your data. D vertical bracket backslash backslash slash vertical bracket 3 vertical bracket backslash backslash slash vertical bracket 2 BSOD incoming virus prank. Gone wrong. Enjoy the 9cat get dank antivirus M9. You are an idiot. Ha 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 hash MAKEMALWAREGREATAGAIN. Somebody once told me the MEMZ are gonna roll me. Why did you even try to kill MEMZ? Your PC is fucked anyway. Secure boot sucks. GR8M8IR88 over 8. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Greetings to all gamer members. Well, hello there. I don't believe we've been properly introduced. I'm Bonzi. This is everything I want in my computer. Danuk 1, 2016. Not included in original version. Up Club Penguin. Time to get banned. Danuk 1, 2016. Not included in original version. Restarting the computer shows the final payload, which relies on the first hard drive's MBR having been overwritten earlier. This also works on Windows 2000/me and below, but does not work with GPT drives. Instead of booting into the operating system, the computer will display the message using a typewriter effect. Your computer has been trashed by the MEMZ Trojan. Now enjoy the 9cat. This is followed by an animation of the 9cat being played with the PC speakers producing the well-known soundtrack for the animation. The last payload may not always work, and the computer may boot normally. If the computer was running UEFI BIOS, the computer still boots without 9cat. However, the partition table is still destroyed, and Windows Boot Manager will become unsuccessful regardless. Full list of payloads. According to Lyric, random website / random web searches open and random applications being opened, movement of mouse cursor, random keyboard input, error sounds. Varies by operating system. Inverting colors, message boxes popping up, drawing error icons, most text reversed, including the start button text in Windows XP, screen cap whole screen, tunnel effect, screen glitches. Occur MBR overwritten. Partition table may also be destroyed. Other payloads added later. Random 8-bit sounds named the MEMZ Trojan is a misspelling on the word MEMZ. This is why most parts of this Trojan contain leet speak and random web searches, 9cat, and references to Materialisimo's video MLG antivirus. The creator of this Trojan, Lyric, makes a few joke programs, like the Illuminati joke program, and the Earthquake joke program. Lyric's channel. Clean version MEMZ 4.0. Clean version is a test release of the Trojan, which allows users to replicate the virus's audiovisual payloads itself. This version does not include the MBR overwrite, therefore allowing the PC to operate even after a boot, and uses a window with buttons for triggering / toggling payloads. Lyric, the creator of the MEMZ Trojan, recommends that the clean version of MEMZ is first tested on a virtual machine before it is used on a real one. Recognition. This Trojan has gotten recognition ever since Danuk1 uploaded his review, for which it was originally made. Joel from Vinesauce used it in his Windows 10 destruction stream, where he showcases MEMZ near the ending of the first live stream. He also thanks Danuk1 for helping with acquiring the Trojan. Many other people prank call it scammers to help them with removal of MEMZ on a virtual machine. Removal. The destructive version of MEMZ overwrites the first 64 KB of the first HDD. This affects the MBR and the partition table. By using bootable recovery media, such as a system restore, an MBR restore, a Windows installation disk/Windows reinstall, or Linux-based live media, it should be possible to recover that. MEMZ is also killable inside of Windows, using the command taskkill/f/MEMZ.exe. This kills all processes of MEMZ without crashing the system. However, the HDD is still overwritten and Ironcat will launch after a reboot, requiring the user to repair the MBR using typical repair commands. Trivia: contrary to popular belief, MEMZ isn't especially destructive, nor will it render computers inoperable. Users with basic knowledge on how to use a PC's recovery mode can easily return their computer to normal in a few minutes at most. MEMZ officially only works on Windows XP or higher. It also runs on R.A.T, but is quite unstable and only the process terminating payload works. The clean version works on Linux under Wine. However, graphical payloads only work on certain Linux desktop/window managers. MEMZ works on Windows 95 and up, Windows 95, NT 4.0, 98, 2000, and ME. However, only the MBR payload works on 9X kernels, Windows 95, 98, and ME. The source code of MEMZ can be found on GitHub. It is currently unknown if MEMZ or other variants of this virus has entered the wild. Microsoft's own help desk has several questions related to MEMZ from confused or inexperienced users who ran the Trojan without reading the warnings first. But as of 2017 there is no evidence that the Trojan has been propagated through any traditional method. To prevent malicious users from deliberately spreading the Trojan, currently only versions 4, which has the disclaimer and non-destructive version bundled with the destructive version, and up are available to download. NavaShield is a rogue antivirus program that tricks unsuspecting users into downloading it when it is actually malware. It was initially discovered in 2010 when it advertised itself with the slogan award-winning computer protection. It also makes some grammatical errors in its alerts and such, which is a clue that it is a rogue antivirus. The logo appears to be a blue shield with a chrome-like color around it with an N centered in it. In 2013, it was discovered that its servers are currently down, and any registration key entered in its download window is useless. 1. Payload. It had its own website, navashield.com. NavaShield's site looked very user-friendly like any antivirus website, so normal Windows users may have thought it was legitimate. This is aided by the rogue's design. The rogue does not do anything until 1 week has passed, when it begins nagging the user to buy the full version. It does this by making an annoying ticking sound and displaying an ad encouraging the user to buy NavaShield. After the rogue has been on the system for several more weeks, it attempts to simulate an actual malware infection to get the user to purchase the fake program. To do this, it plays the sound of a group of men laughing over and over again. If the user has one of Microsoft's text-to-speech voices installed, usually Microsoft SAM, NavaShield will make the TTS voice talk at the user or say nonsensical things, such as "I'm a robot from outer space, I love you," or it can even swear at the user. It also redirects the user to adult content sites if the user goes online. It may also go to match.com or casino.com. It will also open mail and show a non-existent email address to send to web@sex6. The icon tray bar will also start changing in size. Finally, another laugh that is higher in pitch starts to play. It also blocks Task Manager to stop the user from cancelling the infection. Another variant of NavaShield will try to fake a malware infection by displaying an inescapable message box that says disk drive C / is being deleted and slowly grows while making a beeping sound. Eventually it consumes the entire screen, and afterwards it flashes to the user's desktop wallpaper, but with no icons, taskbar, etc. Some minutes after rebooting, the screen goes back to normal. Removal. Download an antivirus that can detect rogues. Malwarebytes is suggested for this case. Scan with the antivirus. Remove some extra remaining files that may not have been detected. Delete the malicious registry entries left by the malware. Should there be any more issues, download Hitman Pro and scan the files. If there are any suspicious files, download Virus Total Uploader and scan said file with it. Nuclear R.A.T, short for Nuclear Remote Administration Tool, is a backdoor Trojan horse that infects Windows NT family systems. Windows 2000, XP, 2003, 1. It uses a server creator, a client and a server, to take control over a remote computer. It uses process hijacking to fool the firewall, and allows the server component to hijack processes and gain rights for accessing the internet. The server component, 217,600 bytes, is dropped under Windows, System 32, or Program Files folders, under a custom named folder. The default is near. Once the server component is run, it tries to connect to its client that listens for incoming connections on a configurable port to allow the attacker to execute arbitrary code from his or her computer. The server editor component has the following capabilities. Create the server component, change the server component's port number and or IP address /DNS, connection rotary interval, direct or reverse connection mode, change the server component's executable name, installation folder, target process hijacking, change the name of the Windows registry startup entry, change the PHP notify location, include any plugins to be executed once ran, include a fake error message that will be showed upon execution. The client component has the following capabilities. Take screenshots, view webcam shots capturing keystrokes from the keyboard, keystroke logging, general information about computer, username, time zone, version installed, language, available drives, etc. Mouse control, remote /VBS script execution, monitor resolution, SOX 5 HTTP web server, shell console, file manager, download files and folders, delete, upload, execute, rename, copy, set attributes, create folder, etc. Window manager, hide, show, close, minimize /maximize, disable /enable X, rename caption, send keys, etc. Process manager, kill, unload DLL, list DLLs, registry manager, create key, edit values, reg_word, reg_binary, reg_multi_sz, reg_sz, create values, rename values, clipboard manager, plugins manager, to add extra functionality to the malware, shut down computer message box, chat with infected machine, web downloader, IP scanner, port redirect, TCP tunnel, cam caploot, Eden /gimbal. And older versions of this malware had ability to change their luck through using skinnable windows. Toaster is a dangerous memory resident Trojan on Microsoft Windows that overwrites the MBR and wipes out the boot partition, usually system reserved. It was intended for Danuct 1's viewer-made malware contest, thus this Trojan was not meant to be out in the wild. Payloads. When the program is executed, it asks the user for privileges via UAC. Then, a stock Java message box pops up saying that this app cannot be used on Windows 10. On other versions of Windows 10 is replaced with a system version, for instance 8.1 or Vista, and when the user presses the exit button, the Trojan tells the user that the button does not work. After this, very fun mounts the normally unenumerated boot partition, system reserved on MBR systems, under V, and then deletes its contents to render Windows unbootable. Toaster then terminates LSAS.exe, which causes a computer to schedule a reboot after 1 minute. This can be aborted by running shutdowner. Afterwards, very fun unmounts every drive, including the primary partition C, causing nearly every program to not work correctly, not work at all, or disappear altogether. Once the machine is reset, it fails to boot, as the MBR is overwritten with code displaying this message. Hello there, I'm happy to tell that your PC has been toasted. Extra crispy for your pleasure. Thank you for using Toaster. Toaster is meant to be run on Windows 10. On Windows 8 and earlier, the virus still activates its payloads, but it will be unable to wipe out the boot partition and overwrite the MBR, but it can still terminate LSAS.exe and eject all drives. Skulls.a is a SymbOS Trojan that attempts to overwrite files, rendering them unusable. This is one of the only Trojans that are on SymbOS. Payload. This Trojan are targeted against Symbian Series 60 devices, but can affect some other devices, though on some devices, the user will get a warning that the seize file is not intended for the device and spreads via Bluetooth. When it is installed, it disables all built-in phone applications and replaces our icon with a picture of a skull on the menu, except calling from the phone and answering calls. To remove it, the user's only option is to reset the phone back to factory defaults. Variants. This Trojan contains a whopping 22 variants. Skulls.a. This Trojan undergoes the name icons.exe. It does not show any message, except the security warning shown by the OS, and it replaces the icons to generic application icons instead of skulls. Skulls.c, Skulls.k, Skulls.l, Skulls.s. Skulls.c will try to scan for F-Secure mobile antivirus and corrupts its files, so it goes undetected. The Trojan drops a copy of F, which does not execute unless the user runs its file. Skulls.k installs DRMM instead, and also contains the flashing skull picture from Skulls.a. Skulls.l undergoes the name being the same as the F-Secure mobile antivirus. It pretends to be a pirated version of it, and it displays a message after installation. F-Secure antivirus protect you against the virus, and on _t forget to update this. Skulls.c and K undergoes the name of Skull.exe, making it easy to know it's the Trojan. It does not show any message when installed. Its payload is the same as Skulls.a, but it also changes the names of all files to Skulls. Skulls.s installs F multiple times. Skulls.d, Skulls.g, Skulls.n, Skulls.o. It pretends to be Adobe Flash for SymbOS, but drops DRMM and many other applications, and tries to disable third-party file managers and corrupts files of F-Secure mobile antivirus. Most of the programs installed will run on reboot. Its second payload is that it displays an animation of flashing skull picture on background, and will be like that for everything. Skulls.n also tries to corrupt the built-in file manager alongside some third-party ones. Skulls.o is the same as Skulls.n, but also installs Fontal Pointer and CamWarrior.b. The Fontal file seems to do no damage. Skulls.e. This Trojan is completely different, undergoing a name of THNDRBRD, making it easy to know it's a virus. If installed, it corrupts the built-in file manager and third-party ones also, and drops F. Skulls.f, Skulls.h, Skulls.i. These Trojans, like the A variant, disables all built-in applications. However, instead of replacing the picture on the menu, it hangs the phone with a full screen, very creepy skull picture. Once again, the only way to remove it is by hard formatting the phone back to factory defaults. It also installs Cabby variants and locknut.b. Skulls.a. It corrupts files of F-Secure mobile antivirus, drops app disabler, and displays a flashing skull picture, but unlike other variants it does not contain startup code for the animation due to it being prevented from working by locknut.b, which is also dropped by app disabler. Skulls.m. Its payload is the same as Skulls.c's infecting and renaming, but changes the names of all files to colored instead. Skulls.p and Skulls.q. Skulls.p undergoes the name of Doom_v1.5 with _sound_mmc_by_nulk.exe. It is one of the most damaging variants of the virus. Skulls.p has components of Skulls.d and Skulls.n, alongside other variants before this virus. It also drops Mackeeper, several variants of Cabby, and component files from Fontal and Doomboot. The Doomboot component installs corrupted binaries and prevents the phone from booting at all if the phone is rebooted. Skulls.q is named Firestorm_English_patch_by_smda.exe and is the same as Skulls.p, but it also drops on a hop pointer, which cannot be executed. Skulls.a. It is named excellent_theme_2005.exe and contains components of Skulls.a and Skulls.b, and it also drops Mackeeper. Skulls.g, Skulls.u, Skulls.v. Skulls.g undergoes as Bluetooth extender.exe, also drops component files from locknut.pointer, Doomboot.pointer, and installs Cabby, DRMM, locknut.exe, CamWarrior.c, and a pirated version of SymbOS antivirus. Skulls.u and Skulls.v undergoes as Simplify battery extender.exe. They both install Mackeeper instead of CamWarrior.c, and Skulls.v does not include locknut. SoftwareReparkMain.com is a phishing and adware website that pirates software and advertises it, attempting to fool unsuspecting users that it is an official version. It also owns a pirated version of Open Software Updater. Sonic Gather Battle is a Trojan in the form of a fan-made Sonic the Hedgehog game on Microsoft Windows. 1. Not all of its effects are currently known, but it contains DRM that does malicious things to one's computer and makes the game itself unplayable. The game's creator apparently put the malicious code into the game to prevent people from ripping sprites from it. History: the game itself is a fighting game, running off the Little Fighter 2 engine. It originally existed under the name Sonic ZLF2 and had no malicious effects at this point in time. Sonic ZLF2 in its original state was cancelled after sprites were ripped from it, but it was later revived under the name Sonic Gather Battle. The game was discovered to have malicious effects in December 2017, though it may have had this behavior all the way back in 2016 without it being discovered. Behavior: the game requires administrative permissions to run, which is unusual for a fan-made game. These permissions are apparently required to fix a crash at the game's loading screen, though many still find this suspicious due to the game's other behaviors. When installed, the game will send some sort of identifying information about the player. It is not currently known what exactly this information is, to a server that the game is connected to, which the creator can use to remotely disable the game. It will create a file called b.dll, read it, and then immediately delete it, though the game's creator claims that this does not happen. It also edits the computer's registry and some small files, which the game's creator claims is not completely done by the game and at least partially is Windows automatically storing information. The game also apparently has an API call for or hard disk access, which is currently believed to be used to detect if things such as hex editors or cheat engines are installed to the computer. The developer claims that the game doesn't scan installed files or registry keys, but this could be uncertain. When played without the DRM being activated, the game was fairly normal, except, of course, for the fact that it tracks browser data and has edited the computer's files. The game's DRM can be activated by running a cheat engine or having one installed, typing the game's name followed by a cheat, hack, or mod into a search engine, editing its files, or possibly just from a bug. The game can tell what is entered into a search engine by checking the names of windows and will automatically close any window that happens to contain keywords such as cheat or hack. The creator has apparently updated the game to close the game itself rather than the browser, though the reading of other window titles is still considered to be intrusive for a game such as this. There are two effects that the DRM can have on the game itself. The first turns the game's background blue, the tiles black, starts in unsettling music, and adds nearly invincible ghost enemies, effectively making the game unplayable. Certain actions will instead have a different effect, changing the game's graphics to be almost entirely red, making eyes and static appear on the screen, disabling the ability to pause the game, and changing the music to the boss theme from the American version of Sonic CD, with the invincible ghost enemies still appearing, but with a different appearance. If the game is uninstalled and reinstalled at this point, these effects will continue to happen due to the game checking the server. The effects can apparently be deactivated by contacting the game's creator for him to whitelist the computer himself via the server the game is connected to. The creator will only whitelist the computer once you prove you are innocent and not trying to hack the game. It is now impossible to play the game normally, or even install it, as the creator disabled the game for all players after its malicious behavior was discovered. SpyEraser is an adware and rogue antivirus that pretends to be antivirus software when it is actually a piece of severe malware itself. It provides exaggerated and false details about malware on the computer. As a way of so-called protection, it locks Internet Explorer to prevent severe malware from infecting the computer, and also locks System Restore to prevent the compromised computer from using normal procedures to protect itself. It also corrupts the system, so that when supposedly removed from the computer crashes. Even if it is removed, it manages to restore itself. It has been commonly implemented in pirated versions of Norton antivirus 1, 2. It also spots out fake viruses. It's basically a scam, but it infects it also. Websites promoting SpySheriff, the typo squatted version of google.com/google.ca, google.com/google.ca, used to redirect to SpySheriff's website and download the malware to the computer without consent. Now google.com does not infect anymore, and is instead replaced with fake polls. It had its own website at www.spysheriff.com, which has now been deleted. Problems caused by SpySheriff. Most of the payloads are very similar to Windows. SpySheriff cannot simply be deleted, as it reinstalls itself through hidden components on the computer. Trying to remove it with the add/remove programs feature has similar results, or may result in a blue screen of death. The program will stop the computer from connecting to the internet or limit what web pages you can access, and will display an error message reading the system has been stopped to protect you from spyware. The desktop background can also be replaced with a blue screen of death, or a notice reading spyware infection. Your system is infected with spyware. Windows recommends that you use a spyware removal tool to prevent loss of data. Using this PC before having it cleaned of spyware threats is highly discouraged. SpySheriff has been known to create one or more administrator accounts to block access to programs and utilities for other users. If logged in as an administrator, it is sometimes possible to delete the SpySheriff account or accounts. It also acts to stop any attempt to do a system restore by preventing the calendar from being edited and restore points from loading. This prevents the user from being able to revert their computer to an earlier usable state. A system restore is, however, often possible after booting into safe mode. It blocks several websites, including the ones that have downloadable anti-spyware software, locks the user's Internet Explorer options. These payloads will likely create the need for the use of a recovery disk to restore original factory specs. SpySheriff clones, the company known for developing SpySheriff, knew that people have become aware of SpySheriff being malware, so they have created several clones that have different names, but share the same interface, and behave in similar ways. Adware Sheriff, Pest Trap, Malware Alarm, SpyWinnow, SpyLocked, SpyWaquake, SpyTrooper, SpyDawn, Anti-Vigir, Brave Sentry, System Security, SpyWar Strike, SpyShredder, Alpha Cleaner, SpyBot, SpySentry, SpyMarshal, and SpyAxe are the best known of these. Removal. SpySheriff is difficult to remove manually. Attempting to remove it using the add/remove programs feature may sometimes work, but it is highly unlikely. SpySheriff has a tendency to reinstall itself due to hidden components in files on your computer. The simplest solution is to try genuine spyware removal tools in the hopes that it can be cleaned. But there are also possibilities for manual removal. Since System Restore is locked by SpySheriff, it is very hard to remove it through it. However, using System Restore in safe mode might work. There is a possible chance that the SpySheriff's components may be inside the System Restore folders. Tools called SmidFraudFix and SmidRem are said to get rid of SpySheriff. They work by deleting all of SpySheriff's components, and if the desktop wallpaper had been changed, the removal tool replaces it with a plain solid color by setting the desktop settings to none. Adware and VundoFix can remove SpySheriff components by removing Trojans associated with the program. Hijack. This is sometimes recommended to remove registry entries by SpySheriff. iBit Uninstaller may also work on mild infections. ADW Cleaner should clean any remaining pop-ups or corrupt files. Hitman Pro can find programs or registry keys that might be infected. Malwarebytes can catch some components of infection. Sometimes the only way to completely remove the virus is by saving all documents on a hard drive and reinstalling Windows/reformatting. If the above removal solutions do not seem to work, using antivirus can prevent this infection from entering the computer. TeslaCrypt is ransomware that is quite different from other ransomware programs. Instead of encrypting everything on the computer, it specifically encrypts video game data such as mods, save data, and games like Team Fortress 2, HUD files. It asks for a payment of around 0.7 to 2.5 bitcoins to unlock the files. This program copies itself into the app data /roaming/ folder to activate. It targets over 180 games like Call of Duty, Minecraft, and many more. TeslaCrypt uses C++ and uses ease encryption. and is similar to Cryptoloca as it uses the same message screen and photo, and the icon on the desktop is called Cryptoloca, meaning that Tesla Crypt may be a heavily modified version of Cryptoloca. Tulsa Crypt isn't as effective and cannot do real damage since it only encrypts games that one can recover easily. If the user does not pay the ransom, it won't delete boot sectors, files or important core folders. It simply affects games. MEMZ is a variant of MEMZ meant for Vinesauce Joel's Windows 10 destruction. It is modified to only include Vinesauce specific MEMZ, like Bonzi Buddy and the Flaming Super Death Sword from Cursormania. When started, it will open a note saying, "Thanks Joel for showing off my Trojan on stream. Please wait some time until the last payload activates," which is a very special one. Payload's background changed to a reddited version of a picture of Pete and Autumn plays a MIDI version of Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites by Skrillex spawns an animated Christmas tree on the desktop. Random websites and web searches of different variety, such as Snow Halation MIDI. Open multiple copies of a picture of John Cena appear and move over the desktop in a wave pattern. Plays the same random sounds in the background as the original MEMZ instructional. Audio from the download website Sourcetonic is played after a while. The final payload occurs. Explorer.exe is terminated. The screen goes black. And then after a few message boxes, a Bonzi Buddy copy is run with a button to end the process. Ending the process will crash the computer. The MBR payload is replaced with a modified version of the title screen of the bootleg Mario game 7 Granddad, which Joel once played, where the Mario lookalike is replaced with Felix the Cat ripping his face open, which is taken from an unlicensed Felix the Cat game for the Sega Genesis that Joel played on a different stream. The text push start button is replaced with "Thanks Joel for your awesome streams." WannaCry, originally named as WannaCrypt, having aliases of WannaCrypt 0R and WannaDecrypt 0R, is a ransomware worm on Microsoft Windows, can be run on Linux via Wine, that uses 2 NSA leak tools, that has wreaked havoc in airports, banks, universities, hospitals and many other facilities. It has spread to some 150 countries worldwide, mainly Russia, Ukraine, the US, and India. It is not decryptable as it uses RSA 2048. Thus, the only way to retrieve files is by backup or directly paying with Bitcoin equivalent to $300. Required payment increases to the Bitcoin equivalent of $600 after 72 hours. Since the initial infection of the PC 7 days after the victim's infection, the malware will start deleting the computer's files. Behavior infection. This program can be delivered the same way a Trojan is. It is loaded through hyperlinks run by emails, Dropbox link, or advertisement. When run, the ransomware will quickly encrypt the files on the computer using the same encryption method instant messaging uses, except only those used by the system. It also has the ability to attack network drives as well. From version 2.0 and above of this ransomware, instead of using spam emails, spoofed links or advertisement as means of transfer, it behaves like a worm. With the help of remote malicious code, it actively attacks every vulnerable computer on the internet. It scans 40 CP and UDP ports 139 and 445 SMB from the computers. If found listening, and the host is found vulnerable to this attack, it will download itself into the host and start its execution. Exploits. This ransomware uses the Eternal Blue exploit kit leaked by the shadow brokers, which was patched by Microsoft on March 14th. However, many companies and organizations have not installed this patch. Due to the damage that the ransomware caused, Microsoft launched a patch for Windows XP, Windows Server 2003, and Windows 8, which all have been no longer supported at the time. Many antivirus vendors and computer security companies have also created programs to immunize against the NSA hacking tools. Stopping on May 14th, a British network engineer, Darren Huss, found that the ransomware searches an unregistered domain with nonsense letters and numbers. If the website is found, the ransomware will stop the spread. Darren shared the kill switch with a man named Malware Tech on the internet. They bought the domain to stop the ransomware. However, the developer of WannaCry has updated the ransomware to be unaffected by this decryption tool released. Adrien Guinot, a French security researcher from Cork's lab, found that the ransomware did not remove the prime numbers from memory after encrypting the files, meaning that the user can use these numbers to generate the pair of public key and private key again. Before generating a pair of RSA encryption keys, the system will need to choose two prime numbers. After generation of these keys, the numbers should be kept secret to prevent other users, such as hackers, to use them to regenerate the private key. The WannaKey tries to find out the prime numbers left by the ransomware and generates the private key, so that the user might not need to pay the ransom for files decryption. However, there are some limits, otherwise the decryption tool might not be able to help decrypt the files. The infected machine should have never been rebooted. Since the memory location for these prime numbers are no longer allocated, they could be erased or overwritten by other processes, so the decryption tool should be started as early as possible in order to find the numbers. Other languages WannaCry provides translations for these languages. Bulgarian Chinese, Simplified, Chinese, Traditional, Croatian, Czech, Danish, Dutch, English, Filipino, Finnish, French, German, Greek, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Latvian, Norwegian, Polish, Portuguese, Romanian, Russian, Slovak, Spanish, Swedish, Turkish, Vietnamese. Affected organizations, according to Wikipedia: Sao Paulo Court of Justice, Brazil; Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, Greece; Vivo, Telefonica Brazil, Lakeridge Health, Canada; PetroChina, China; Public Security Bureaus, China; Sun Yat-sen University, China; Instituto Nacional de Salud, Colombia; Renault, France; Deutsche Bahn, Germany; Telena, Hungary; Andhra Pradesh Police, India; Darmas Hospital, Indonesia; Harapan Kita Hospital, Indonesia; University of Milano Bicocca, Italy; Q Park, Netherlands; Portugal Telecom, Portugal; Automobile Dacia, Romania; Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Romania; Megaphone, Russia; Ministry of Internal Affairs, Russia; Russian Railways, Russia; Banco Bilbao, Vizcaya Argentaria, Spain; Telefonica, Spain; Sandvik, Sweden; Garena Blade and Soul, Thailand; National Health Service, United Kingdom; Nusen UK, United Kingdom; FedEx, United States; STC, Saudi Arabia. Variants including the very first version. There are 4 known versions. Version 1.0, April 25th, 2017. Version 2.0, May 13th, 2017. Version 2.1, May 14th, 2017. Version 2.2, May 15th, 2017. You Are an Idiot is a Trojan website on Microsoft Windows. It is from the family Trojan, JS/NoBrain. It is the successor of Joke, Win32.idiot. However, this malware will not delete files or anything of that sort, but it acts like a fork bomb. Today, the fork bomb payload does not reach out in the wild, like it did in the past due to the code to spam the screen, the JavaScript, being removed from youareanidiot.org. Overview: You Are an Idiot is a flashing video that consists of the following text in the Times New Roman font. The exclamation point is small enough that it is barely visible without zooming in. You are an idiot. The screen also flashes black and white, while the font color alternates from white and black, causing some users to gain seizures. A song that sings "You Are an Idiot, ha 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 ha" is also heard from the flash video, annoying the user. The flash video was originally found in youdon'tknowwhoam.com, which since has turned into a pornography portal. The video was then moved to youareanidiot.org circa 2004. 1. You Are an Idiot. You Are an Idiot was the original version of the virus. If someone went to youareanidiot.org and later closed the window, 6 additional windows of the website would spawn and move across the screen, possibly annoying the user until their computer would eventually crash from lag. If the user managed to close one, it would spawn 6 more windows of You Are an Idiot. Pressing Ctrl plus Alt plus Del and Alt plus F4 on the keyboard would only display a dialog box saying You Are an Idiot, and clicking OK or the X button would just close the window. They could turn it off by restarting their computer. Today, the website just plays the video and does not open up any other windows anymore. However, the site was revived in 2 different web addresses with the code slightly modified. Older versions can also be found on the Wayback Machine. You are an idiot 2. You are an idiot 2 is very similar to you are an idiot. This threat was created by Computer Virus Watch in 2013. The goal of the threat is to demonstrate how the original You Are an Idiot threat exploits vulnerabilities. This threat's code was removed from the website on the same year, but was later recreated and modified in 2 different websites, and is now cross-platform. Description: in Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Firefox, and Opera browsers without the pop-up blocker. When the website is visited, the malware shows a big window that flies over the user screen, singing that the user is an idiot to pay attention. When the window is closed, it opens 6 more windows to spam the user's computer, and they open the same page, sing the same song, and fly over the screen. Usually this can break out into a big pile of error messages. If the user's version of Internet Explorer is lower than 6.0, the threat sets the user's homepage to its own website. The threat will not work on newer versions, Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, or other desktop browsers, unless its pop-up blocker is completely disabled, excluding IE versions newer than 6.0. Trivia: Vinesauce streamer Joel had an experience with this Trojan, which he recounted in his Windows 8 destruction video. When he was 7, he and his friends went onto the site in his school. They couldn't close the window. One of his friends, Kevin, tried to close the window. When the teacher walked in, she made a raptor noise. Kevin got the blame and Joel went home and ate chicken nuggets. Zyka is a Trojan on Microsoft Windows with many different payloads, over 50, which trigger randomly. It was coded by Int7bh. Instead of infecting files directly, it creates copies of the files it infects and links them to the virus itself, so that when the user runs different programs, the user also runs the virus. Its name is based on the Zyka virus behavior. When the virus is first executed, an error message pops up saying cannot find DLL, with some DLL files created on the desktop. Once it is executed, it scans through the hard drive and starts infecting files. Zyka's payloads activate when the date is 90 days after the initial infection, and each payload selected is random. It usually takes 10 minutes to activate the payloads. Its payloads are also based on some existing malware. After 1 minute, another payload will activate and decreases the time before the next payload by 5 seconds after one payload. So after the first one activates, the second one will activate after 55 seconds. It also makes the C/drive window blank. Known payloads in order of appearance in video. Here is a list of 31 payloads found in the video. However, there are over 19 more payloads not found in the video. The windows and icons bouncing based on where the user clicked and stopping if they click somewhere else. The computer's audio playing the Cheetaman theme before it stops. Corrupting window titles on programs that are already open. Windows would start twitching, denying access to the start menu or any clicks, making the taskbar blank, inverting the screen's colors, and starting the bouncing payload again. The screen's colors can be reverted via moving windows around the screen, changing the computer's background, manipulating the cursor, making icons disappear on the desktop, copying Magister/ShowRex payload of moving icons and windows. The windows melting slightly, like melting screen, making the screen seem like it has been broken, making icons spiral around the screen, icon conga line, but the windows do not spiral, making the text-to-speech voice say I'm a robot from outer space, which is a reference to Nevershield, causing the screen to flash black and white, similar to RJL Software's prank program Headache and Evola. Having a pig squeal sound play suddenly, which is the exact same as one of Kaspersky's sounds, as well as some rogue antivirus programs, making the entire screen go black, but can be reverted by moving the mouse around the screen. Multiple warning windows popping up on the screen, which move away from the cursor to avoid being clicked on. Other windows do this too, like Magister, bringing every window to the front, including all of the system windows that are normally hidden, causing the cursor to not function, causing system infected in red letters to pop up all over the screen. A giant, invisible window, only the border is visible, appearing on the screen, causing all windows inside it to not be clickable anymore. A sine wave playing as the screen goes white, black, and green. A static sound playing, with the laughs from Nevershield playing. Robotic voice saying fuck you. Multiple error icons appearing on the screen, moving around and disappearing if highlighted, drawing the screen diagonally continuously, screen kaleidoscope. Context menus also appear, redrawing portions of the screen, causing the screen to gradually creep up, copying Navashield C, /drive payload, deleting C, /drive, drawing some garbage text on the black screen, similar to our JL Software's prank program Ebola or strip joke program. 000.exe is a virus that infects Microsoft Windows running Windows NT based kernels. History Flytech videos made the first version of this virus that showed a website to download 000.exe. The website contains a hyperlink with a green background. After development, he made a video about it on his Windows 8 virtual machine and explaining its payloads. In mid-2016, Flytech Videos released a video on its development stages and given a download link to download the virus. Shortly after, a YouTube user, Gigabyte_forever, demonstrated on how to disinfect a Windows operating system that was running this type of virus. Payloads when executed, a user account control dialog box appears, only in Windows Vista, onward, warning the user if they want to execute the program. This virus uses a few payloads from other malware pieces such as Maldl. When fully executed, Explorer.exe gets terminated. The virus will also attempt to remove the contents inside the Windows Apps folder which contains installed Windows Universal Apps, only in Windows 8 and 10. The video clip also loops in the background. The video showcased a picture of a scary road changing color from orange, to green, to black and white, and to intense black and white. During video playback, the virus will disable Task Manager, change your Windows account name to R.A.T, change the default Notepad icon to a custom ICO file, and reboot your computer once it's finished with its first payload. The second payload occurs when the computer is restarted. The user will be greeted with many changes made on the user's computer, which includes the desktop wallpaper being changed and shows a accent color black. The user's desktop is filled with R.A.T Notepad files on the desktop, as it used Maldl's payloads. The default Notepad icon is changed to a red square with R and next with the former, stacked on top of the latter. Opening one R.A.T file, the user will see a seemingly infinite lines of R.A.T. And so Windows is loaded. There will be a dialog box that contains the message runaway, followed by a runaway button. However, each second a new dialog box with the same message appears non-stop. Clicking on the runaway button closes the message. If a user opens the open repeated name, a WordPad file, the user will see the text from the file. You are the next, I can see you. Now it's too late, I got you. You have been warned. Don't look behind you, the name of the WordPad file is named open repeated name, to persuade the user to open it. Also, the file's messages that a serial killer is behind you to stab you. That is why, don't look behind you. However, some say that, after they had looked behind them, it's just a wall. They replied this reaction in comment sections of some showcases of this virus. Removal steps: Windows 10 and Windows 8. While the never-ending pop-ups happen, right-click on the Start button and click on Command Prompt, Admin. Type in the following command, taskil/f/imconhost.exe. The command helps to stop the never-ending pop-ups, but not close them. After that, command prompt should close. After it closed, reopen it, and then type in the following command, taskil/f/im runaway.exe. The command helps to close all the pop-ups. Do not close the command prompt window. From the command prompt window, type in the command, cdc/user/ the user's account name, /desktop. The user's account name can be found on c/users, and the name of the folder with the padlock is the user's account name. And then type in del**/s/q. But before typing in that command, make backups, as the command deletes everything on the user's desktop. One way of making backups is creating a new folder on local disk D and naming the folder My Important Desktop Files. Select the user most important files on the user's desktop. The user has to press Ctrl+X on the user's keyboard. Navigate to the user's My Important Desktop Files folder on local disk D, and finally press Ctrl+V on the user keyboard. The transfer may take several minutes. Once the transfer is complete, the user can use the command. After the next files are deleted in the user's desktop, navigate to the user's My Important Desktop Files folder on local disk D. Press Ctrl+A on the user's keyboard and then Ctrl+X. Go to the user's desktop and then finally press Ctrl+V. Wait for the transfer to complete and then press Win+R to activate the run box. Type in %temp% in the run box and press enter. From the temp folder, the user should see the window containing some files. From there, the user can see that it has written some files including the video used in the virus. The files are 5476D0C4A7A347,909C4B8A13078D4390.db 5476D0C4A7A347,909C4B8A13078D4390.db Icon.ico1.rtf MEMZ San9nblggh10.0_010.public.install text.txt.mpv.mp4wct46app.tmpwct554.tmp Windows 10 upgrade version.txt WZETA.log notes. Icon.ico is the next icon. v.mp4 is the video of the virus. Windows.bat is the virus's code. Now if the user wants to, the user can delete the files in the folder except for the subfolders. The temp folder is where all of the temporary files are located. Now delete the 7dda.tmp folder, and then create a text document, and then copy and paste the source code. Windows Registry Editor version 5.00 HKY_current_user/software/Microsoft/Windows/current version/policies/system. Disable Task Manager == and then save the document as a reg file. Open the reg file. Right click on the user's desktop and click on Personalize. At the background section, click on Solid Color and choose Picture. Choose the first picture, which is the very left picture, and then refresh the user's desktop. Restart the user's computer. Open Task Manager and navigate to Startup. Find MEMZ from the process list and click on Open File Location, and then the user will see two files from the pop-up window, MEMZ and desktop.ini. Delete the files. Search user and open user accounts. From here the user can change the user's username back. The user may also change the user username. Click on Change Your Account Name. And in the new account name box type in the user's original username or the user new username. And then click Change Name. After all of it, restart for the changes to take effect. Making of the virus. According to the making of video of this virus, which is owned by the creator of this virus, this project was written in C# and Batch. It also said that the project consists of three main parts. 1. The window, containing a video view. 2. The view logic loading the video and changing some registry keys. And 3. A batch file doing some tasks while the video is playing. In the exe properties, of course, everything is set as 000. It also said that they need admin rights, so they define it inside the app's manifest. He also said that he rebuilt this virus from scratch. To know more about the virus, play the video at the right. Trivia: the first version of this virus had a website in which to download this virus. Flytech Videos hasn't given the website URL in which to download 000.exe. The user can find the source code of this virus on the removal video at the part where the removal demonstrator opens Windows.bat via Notepad. Virus.alert or alert is a virus that runs on MS-DOS. It is one of the first viruses that resemble a rogue. There are two different versions sharing the same name. Virus.alert, Virus.vcc.alert 736. Behavior alert: this virus activates immediately and does not infect any file, but it would stay memory resident. VCC.alert 736. This is a non-memory resident virus. It infects all the DOS executables in current directory when run. It also activates immediately when an infected program is run. payload alert. This virus displays a ASCII art of the text in purple. Virus alert. It behaves differently under different version of the operating system. Under version 6.22, if it is run 4 times in row, the system halts. But when another program is run between the virus program sections, no system halt would occur, since the viral code has been unloaded from the memory. Under version 7.1, if it is run 4 few times in row, the system would kill the process due to incorrect opcode to be executed, but the system does not halt it anyway. However, it would still crash the system for many runs in row. Additionally, after a number of executions, a lot of colored blocks of garbage characters may appear under the ASCII art payload. VCC point alert 736. When an infected program is run, the virus displays the following message, with a number of beeps and sound effects. Alert. Alert. Call your system administrator. You have a major system problem. Background diagnostics indicate your hard drive is losing track 0. This could make your data not recoverable. Please turn off your PC now and wait for further instructions. And it continues to the host program. Also, the virus does nothing harmful to the computer. Other details. Alert contains the internal text string. Please wait for the program to load. VCC point alert 736 contains the internal text strings. Iloveyou-virus Thespianise virus creation center v0.19 ATP IEVCC v0.19com virus DOS. Blink 501 is a memory resident parasitic DOS virus. Behavior: when the virus is loaded into memory, it hooks into 1CH, 21H and 65H, writes itself at the end of any DOS executable that is run. Int65H is used on virus installation. This is an ID interruptive TSR copy of the virus. Advanced details: the TSR memory usage of the virus is 1024 bytes. MD5 hash 1 1B8B1 3 6 8 6 3 9 0 B2 B0 7 1A3 4 1 CD5 5 8 to C in 9 payload. After the 4th infection, the virus manifests itself by a video effect. It blinks the screen. The user cannot stop it with any command other than resetting the system. Blue balls, also known as virus Win32. Blue balls is a virus on Microsoft Windows. It is not as malicious as other viruses, as this virus payload is cosmetic and doesn't do or attempt to do anything to destroy the computer. Payload: the virus only activates on January 1st. When run, blue balls start appearing on the monitor, multiplying rapidly. However, this is a merely cosmetic payload, and not much else happens. The user can still use the computer normally. While the payload covers the icons, the user can still click on the icons. The payload also has a display error, as it looks like the virus was made for an 800x600 resolution, so if the virus is used on a computer with a higher resolution, the virus will appear in the upper left of the screen instead. The payload can be stopped by simply resetting the computer or terminating the program in Task Manager. Virus DOS.H1.1383, also known as HurrDurr, is a memory resident parasitic encrypted virus on DOS. Behavior: when the virus is loaded into memory, it hooks in 21H and writes itself into the end of the executables that are run. The infection size varies in different files. It is in a range of 1458 to 1472 bytes. Advanced details: the TSR memory usage of the virus is 1456 bytes. MD5 hash E07D2F480,416A3C06181244FD9CC to C6 payload on every 8th day. It also hooks onto Int16H keyboard and switches the symbol and space key when they are typed. On every 16th day, this virus hooks onto Int9 keyboard interrupt, and when Ctrl-Alt-Del is pressed, the virus displays an ASCII art shifting HurrDurr plus a message. Versioning of the details for any leap year. The virus skips February 29th and count the days every year. Say simpler. For March 5th in any year, the virus activates with the big HurrDurr payload. It does not activate on March 4th in leap year, even it is another 16th day in a year. The virus contains the internal text string HurrDurr version A. Additionally, not to be confused with the HurrDurr virus, which has two variants. HurrDurr.exe and HurrDurr.709 are simply file infector viruses. Programs infected by them may fail to run and cause a system crash. Virus Win9x.HPS 5124 or HPS. Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome is a virus that runs on Windows 95/Windows 98 operating system. Section heading: This 5124 bytes virus, aka Hanta, is a Windows 95/98 infector that installs itself into the Windows kernel, NUX system events, and then affects portable executable (PET) files that are accessed. The virus was named after its copyright string that is visible in decrypted virus code. While infecting a file, the virus increases size of last section, encrypts its code by polymorphic engine, writes encrypted result to the end of file into the last section, and modifies the address of entry point. The size of polymorphic decryption loop is variable. As a result, size of infected files grows by variable values. The virus is slow polymorphic. That means the polymorphic decryption loop code is not changed each time the virus infects a file. Moreover, the same infected file will produce the same polymorphic code while infecting next files, and all files that are infected before rebooting will have the same decryption routine. Only next generation of the virus will produce polymorphic loop that differs with parent copy of the virus. When an infected file is executed, the polymorphic decryption routine takes control, restores virus code in original form and jumps to installation routine. The virus then scans Windows kernel code to locate kernel32.dll image, looks for export table in there, and gets vxt call routine address from there. The virus then uses this address to call disk access and other routines in case of need. The virus then installs itself into the Windows kernel, allocates a block of memory by using undocumented Win32 VXT services provided by VMM, page reserve and page commit, copies itself to there, scans the vxt call handler in kernel32 code, and patches it with address of its own handler. As a result, the virus installs itself into the shared memory area and hooks vxt call to prevent general protection while scanning Windows memory for kernel32.dll image that can appear when the virus accesses a part of memory that is not available for applications. The virus protects itself by structured exception handling (SET). This also does its work as a anti-debugging trick. The virus detects its already installed copy by a RAU here call by getDate vxt call with registers ESI equals HPS and EDI equals TSR. The installed copy returns yes in EC register. The virus vxt call handler monitors VWIN32 in 21 dispatch calls only and passes through any other calls. There are 9 functions intercepted: getDate, open read only, open write only, fin first/next with long names, rename with long name, create/open with long name. On file access calls, open, rename. The virus compares the file name extension with eggs, src and size and infects them if they are not infected yet. After infecting a file, the virus deletes the antivirus data files and tv.dat, checklist.ms, avp.crc, ivb.ntz if they exist. On fin first/next calls, the virus decreases length of infected files. This is virus stealth ability. Increasing length on infecting is not visible by Windows utilities. However, the virus does not intercept old style DOS fin first/next calls, and new length of infected file is visible by good old DOS tool including DOS command director. The virus has a video trigger routine. When the virus installs itself into Windows memory, it gets the system date. If it is installing on Saturday, it then will affect any not compressed BMP files. The virus flips contents of BMP image and they will be displayed from right to left. The virus marks flipped images with dead Bob stamp and does not flip them twice back to original state. iloveyou, sometimes referred to as Love Letter, was a computer worm that attacked tens of millions of Windows personal computers on and after May 5, 2000. Memorable for its Love Letter for You attachment and iloveyou subject line, was one of the early worms to gain a great deal of media attention. It was also one of the first to reportedly reach a multi-billion-dollar damage toll, being one of the most dangerous viruses. Messages generated in the Philippines began to spread westwards through corporate email systems. Because the worm used mailing lists as its source of targets, the messages often appeared to come from acquaintances and were therefore often regarded as safe by their victims, providing further incentive to open them. Only a few users at each site had to access the attachment to generate millions of more messages that crippled mail systems and overwrote millions of files on computers in each successive network. Behavior transmission of virus arrives in an email with the subject line of I love you with an attachment love letter for you.txt.vbs that people were encouraged to open, since the .vbs suffix was not visible, thus seeing the .txt suffix. The message body is kindly check the attached love letter coming from me. The send line will be the address it was sent from. The user must download and execute the worm by clicking on it. The worm may also come from an infected computer on the same IC channel using mic. The worm will be in an infected HTML document named love letter for you.txt.htm downloaded into the IC downloads folder. The user must access the HTML file to activate the worm. Internet Explorer security settings do not allow scripts to access disk files and will display a warning when they try to work around this. The worm displays a pussy message telling the user to give ActiveX control to the HTML file. If the user clicks on yes, the worm will infect the system. If the user clicks on no, the worm reloads the message in an infinite loop until the user clicks on yes to allow it to infect the system. Infection: when the worm is executed, it copies itself as the files love letter for you.txt.vbs and mskernel32.vbs in the Windows _system folder and win32dll.vbs in the Windows directory. It creates its own key named mskernel32 under the local machine registry key that causes programs to run, and adds the value mskernel32.vbs to it. It also creates a new local machine run services key named win32dll and adds win32dll.vbs as a value to it, so it will run when the system boots, before the user even logs on. The worm sets the Internet Explorer start page to one of 4 randomly chosen web pages, so that it downloads the file winbugsfix.exe, a Trojan. It then adds a registry key for it in the same manner that it registered its own files, so it will run at startup. After the winbugsfix.exe program has been run, it copies itself to the Windows system folder as winfat32.exe and replaces the winbugsfix.exe registry key with one for itself. This file obtains the system's logins, passwords, machine name, IP address, R.A.T information and some other information about the computer and sends it to mail@super.net.ph. Love letter searches for files to modify, mostly by replacing those files with a copy of itself. If the file has a VBS or VBE extension, it will simply overwrite the files. If they have the extensions JS, JSE, CSS, WSH, SCT, or HTA, it will overwrite the file as well as the extension, changing it to VBS, but retaining the original name. Program.js becomes program.vbs. For JPG or JPEG files, it overwrites them, reastains the original file name and extension, but adds VBS to the extension. Picture.jpg becomes picture.jpg.vbs. MP3 and MP2 files are not overwritten, but rather hidden. Love letter opens the Outlook email program and scans for email addresses in the address book. It sends the email with an attached copy of itself. The worm scans for the files merc32.exe, blink.32.exe, merc.ini, script.ini and merc.hlp. If it finds one or more of these files, it will generate a new script.ini and place it in the directory where the files are found. The script contains instructions to send the file love letter for you.txt.htm to all users on the same mic channel as well as a comment. mic script. Please don't edit this script. mic will corrupt if mic will corrupt. Windows will affect and will not run correctly thanks. Kailed Madam Bay. http www.merc.com. Variants: the worm itself is a text script program, and it is spread in text source form. The worm's code may be easily modified by hackers, and as a result, there are many variants of the original worm. Most of them are just minor remakes and differ to the original. Oh my god, it's Bugs Bunny RM just in details. There are message fields text changed, different file names, different set of affected disk files extensions, for example, but, and, ini. The subject, message body and attached file name in different variants appear as listed below. The first block belongs to original worm version. Subject body attachment name iloveyou. Kindly check the attached love letter coming from me. Love letter for you.txt.vbs Mother's Day order confirmation. We have proceeded to charge your credit card for the amount of $326.92 for the Mother's Day Diamond Special. We have attached a detailed invoice to this email. Please print out the attachment and keep it in a safe place. Thanks again and have a happy Mother's Day. Mother'sday at sadimension.com. Mother'sday.vbsfwd. Joke. No message body in message very funny. VBS Sasitikam Shivaka Rakavas Puodiki. Kindly check the attached love letter coming from me. Love letter for you.txt.vbs important. Read carefully. Check the attached important coming from me. Important.txt.vbs dangerous virus warning. There is a dangerous virus circulating. Please click attached picture to view it and learn to avoid it. Virus_warning.jpg.vbs how to protect yourself from the iloveyou bug. Here's the easy way to fix the love virus. Virus protection instructions. .vbs Thank you for flying with Arab Airlines. Please check if the bill is correct by opening the attached file. R.A.T.vbs Bewerbung Krialina Serger Damanand Heron. Bewerbung.txt.vbs Look. D. Check this out. Look.vbs variant test. This is a variant to the VBS virus. Important.txt.vbs Yeah another time to death. This is the killer for VBS. Love letter. Worm. The killer.vbs I can't believe this. I can't believe I have just received this hate email. Take a look. Killemall.txt.vbs new variation on love bug update antivirus. There is now a newer variant of love bug. It was released at 8:37 p.m. Saturday night. Please download the following patch. We are trying to isolate the virus. Thanks Symantec. Antivirus update.vbs important. Official virus and bug fix. This is an official virus and bug fix. I got it from our system admin. It may take a short while to update your system files after you run the attachment. Bug and virus fix.vbs recent virus attacks fix. Attached is a copy of a script that will reverse the effect of the love letter to you.txt.vbs as well as the FW, joke, Mother's Day and Lithuanian siblings. Band-Aid.doc.vbs. Present UOL temum grand present paravos, EA exclusivo. Vigero aquivo emanexo. http www.uol.com.br. uol.txt.vbs. Bug and virus fix. I got this from our system admin. Run this to help prevent any recent or future bug and virus attacks. It may take a small while update your files. Major bug and virus fix.vbs free sex site passwords. Check it out. Free sex site passwords. Free sex site passwords.html.vbs you may win $1 million. One click away. Kindly check the attached win coming from me. Win.vbs virus warnings. Very important. Please read this text. Text attachment very important. txt.vbs how to beat viruses. Kindly check the attached virus information coming from me. This is how you can be immune to any virus. It really helps out. how_to_beat_viruses.txt.vbs you must read this. Have you read this text? You must do it. C/notes.txt.exe new virus discovered. A new virus has been discovered. Its name is @-ALHA and Omega @. Full list of virus abilities is included in attached file @-info.txt @-. For the last information go to Mackeeper's webpage. Please forward this message to everyone you care about. info.txt.vbs wish you will hear. Wish you will hear him having a great time. Wish you will hear postcard.vbs effects. This particular malware caused widespread email outages. More than 45 million computers around the globe have supposedly been infected by various strains of the worm. The types of industries affected include stock brokerages, food companies, media, auto and technology giants, as well as government agencies, universities and medical institutions worldwide. The Ford Motor Company shut off its email system after being hit hard by the worm. General Motors was not directly affected by the worm, as they do not use Outlook at that company. A partial list of others affected by the virus, confirmed by CNETnews.com, were Silicon Graphics, the Department of Defense, including the Pentagon itself, Daimler Chrysler, the Motion Picture Association of America, the Federal Reserve and Cox Cable. The worm was responsible for a denial of service attack on the official White House website. One web startup reported losing 40 gigabytes of JPG images. Estimates of the worm's damage are in between $8.75 billion and $10 billion. Origins: this worm program was written by two young Filipino computer programmers named Rionel Ramones and Donald D. Guzman, a student at AMA Computer University in Makati, Philippines. The author of the worm has conceded that he may have released the malware by accident. The worm was first discovered in Hong Kong. Development on the 5th of May 2000. Two young Filipino computer programmers named Rionel Ramones and Donald D. Guzman became targets of a criminal investigation by agents of the Philippines National Bureau of Investigation, NBI. 11. Local internet service provider Sky Internet had reported receiving numerous contacts from European computer users alleging that malware, in the form of the iloveyou worm, had been sent via the ISP servers. After surveillance and investigation by Darwin Bornasanta of Sky Internet, the NBI traced a frequently appearing telephone number to Ramones' apartment in Manila. His residence was searched, and Ramones was arrested and placed on inquest investigation before the Department of Justice, DOJ. Donald D. Guzman was likewise charged in absentia. At that point, the NBI were unsure what felony or crime would apply. 11. It was suggested they be charged with violating Republic Act 8484, the Access Device Regulation Act, a law designed mainly to penalize credit card fraud, since both used prepaid, if not stolen, internet cards to purchase access to ISPs. Another idea was that they are charged with malicious mischief, a felony under the Philippines Revised Penal Code of 1932, involving damage to property. The drawback here was that one of its elements, aside from damage to property, was intent to damage, and E. Guzman had claimed during custodial investigations that he may have unwittingly released the worm. 12. To show intent, the NBI investigated AMA Computer College, where D. Guzman had dropped out at the very end of his final year. 11. They found that, for his undergraduate thesis, D. Guzman had proposed the implementation of a Trojan to steal internet login passwords. 13. This way, he proposed, users would finally be able to afford an internet connection. The proposal was rejected by the College of Computer Studies Board. 12. Prompting D. Guzman to cancel his studies the day before graduation. Trojan.block is a ransomware program that claims itself to be a Trojan. Once ran, if when the computer is restarted it will show a message. The message is usually in Russian, but when Joel of Vinesauce did a video called Windows 8 Destruction, and got a version of Trojan.block called videoxx.avi.exe, Rouge also made a video on it. A user by the name of Llama translated the text to be, "Your computer has been blocked for playing, copying, and distributing videos with pedophilic child porn and homosexual porn element. To remove this block, you have to pay a 500 rub, 17 loaves in white bread equivalent, fine. To do that, you must transfer the funds to the Beeline cell phone operator. Phone number, area code 89645098055, using any instant payment terminal. If you transfer 500 rub or more, you will find the unlock code on the bottom of the receipt. You need to enter it in the bottom field of the screen. After unlocking, you must delete all materials with violence or pedophilic element from your PC. However, if you do not pay, all data will be wiped from your PC. Other versions exist as well, with different colors and different messages. This is also a scam, and is not run by the government. If it really was from the government, they would just arrest the user and use their hard drive as evidence. PC Optimizer Pro is a rogue optimization tool. It also makes a fake speed up, which installs more unwanted software, pups, and collects the user's information. Much like the now viral and iconic adware Bonzi Buddy, PC Optimizer Pro has received large amounts of attention after several high-profile internet live streamers examined and messed around with it. Most famously Joel from Vinesauce. At times it is also misinterpreted as System Optimizer Pro. It also asks the user to pay for the license from them. When the website was blocked for a long time, PC Optimizer Pro created some mirrors. It can be installed from various third-party software bundlers. While installing, it drops the following components to the C program files /optimizer pro or to C /users /app data /roaming optimizer.exe 1,984,981,189,321.exe optimizer.dll security add-in.dll. It also creates a folder in the C /windows /directory called system64 and drops a text document called bootfile.txt, which is used to collect the user's data. It also scares the user with fake scan results, such as saying that the user has 1350 viruses, even when the user doesn't have any malware at all. It then tells the user that they need to upgrade to the full version to remove the issues. Prank calls due to the website having a call center and a technical support number. Many people have prank called them and recorded it on YouTube or streamed it on Twitch just to get the scammers mad. Most notably Joel from Vinesauce in his Windows 8 destruction stream. Technical support is not helpful and, like the software itself, it's, in fact, a scam. They will hang up when asked how to remove the software from your computer. Email worm.win32. Pikachu or Pikachu is a worm that spreads through email. This was the first worm that aims teenage users, and it is written in Visual Basic 6.0. Behavior: it was sent in the form of an email and named after the character existing in the Pokémon franchise. This worm spreads via the internet using Microsoft Outlook and spreads in email letters with the attached file Pikachu Pokemon.exe. The icon is a crudely drawn Pikachu. The worm itself is a Win32 executable file, and the file size is about 32 KB. When the worm runs, first of all it overwrites the original C /auto-exec.bat file with instructions that will delete all files in the Windows and Windows system directory. It displays a picture of Pikachu and some text. Between millions of people around the world I found you. Don't forget to remember this day every time, my friend. Visit us at http://www.pikachu.com. It searches the address book of Microsoft Outlook and creates letters for email addresses in the Outbox folder. Subject: Pikachu Pokemon. Text: great friend. Pikachu from Pokemon theme have some friendly words to say. Visit Pikachu at http://www.pikachu.com. See you. And to each letter, the worm attaches itself as the file Pikachu Pokemon.exe. The worm was sent to everyone in that person's address book, and it would add the following lines to auto-exec.bat, which is located in the root directory of the drive Windows 95/98/me was installed on. That is C /auto-exec.bat. These lines were as follows. Our echo off del C /windows / del C /windows /system payload is delivered after resetting the computer. According to the batch file overwritten by the worm, it attempts to delete all the files in C /windows and also its directory system. However, the system will prompt for this action, making the user to notice that some files have been modified maliciously. This also fails if the Windows directory is not in C /windows. Trivia: the website featured http://www.pikachu.com/ just redirects to Pikachu's entry on the Pokémon Pokédex site. Other details: a user could also tell that it was unofficial due to the lack of proper grammar. Did you know? File deletion command is always prompted on issuing in Windows GUI, but not in command line. However, the system will prompt when the user attempts to delete all files in any type in a certain directory. This is a security measure. Here are some examples of file deletion in command line mode. Execute without prompt. C /myfolder del myfile.doc.c /myfolder del myfile.c /myfolder del *.doc prompt before execution. C /myfolder del *. However, in the DOS version of command line, including Windows 9X systems, there is no method to bypass this. Saw.exe is ransomware that was downloaded from a server. It is based of the horror character, Jigsaw. Payload. The virus would first change the user's logon screen and the user's administrator/user password. Virus Win9x.10262 is a memory resident parasitic virus on Microsoft Windows. Behavior. The virus uses Win9x specific functions, VXD calls, and is not able to spread under NT-based systems. The virus affects pen.exe files by writing to the end of the file. However, the virus pays no attention to file name extension, and as a result it infects any Windows PE file, executable files, DLL libraries, screensavers, SCR, etc. To make detection and disinfection of infected files more difficult, the virus uses a polymorphic engine that hides the virus code by using a mutating decryption loop. The virus also uses a blocks mixing structure. A similar method was used in the DOS virus bad boy. The virus code and data are divided into about 60 blocks: installation, infection, payload routines, etc. When the virus infects the next file, it mixes these blocks in a random order and links them with a special table. As a result, the virus structure is different in each file infected. When the virus code is prepared for writing to a victim file, blocks are mixed, encrypted and covered by a polymorphic envelope. The virus creates a new section at the end of the file, to which it writes its code and changes necessary fields in the PE header, including the program startup address field, in order to gain control at the moment an infected file is executed. The name of the virus section in the file is randomly generated. Memory residence and stealth functions. The virus installs itself into the Windows memory and stays resident until the Windows session ends. To do this, the virus uses a programming trick to switch its process from application to kernel mode, ring 3 ring 0. Then it allocates a block of kernel memory, looks into the file search, accesses Windows kernel functions, IFS API, and stays in Windows memory as a VXD driver. When disk files are being searched or opened, the virus hooker takes control and runs its infection and stealth routines. The stealth routine makes it very difficult to detect a virus when it is active. Payload. The virus has a very dangerous payload routine that is activated on July 14th. The virus overwrites the C/io.size file with a Trojan code and displays a BSOD message. Virus warning. Your computer has been infected by a virus. Virus name is Smash. Project D version 0x0a. Created and compiled by Dometer. Seems like your bad dream comes true. The virus then reboots the computer. While rebooting, the affected io.size file is loaded and executed. Trojan code takes control, displays the text formatting hard disk, and then erases data on the first hard drive. SpyEraser is a rogue antivirus. It has many references to SpySheriff, having similar infection styles and features. The icon appears to be a gear with a blue and green sphere inside, with one green arrow and one blue arrow. It also has a bottom message that reads, "Warning. This PC protected by SpyEraser. Info when run. It installs itself into the computer, infecting it. Upon opening, it scans for malware and spyware and gives fake exaggerated results. It then prompts users to buy the full version in order to remove the non-existent malware and spyware at a cost of $79.95. Spreading. Users get infected with SpyEraser by visiting infected sites which tell users that they have viruses and must install an antivirus. It sometimes also comes bundled with other programs which by themselves may not be malicious. Trivia: SpyEraser had a 2013 update where the logo and design were changed. This product does have a serial key. The serial key is 0HPGGU, a Q4P7T, JU8TZY, a YPXJ3, E2G5W4. Windows Police Pro is a rogue antivirus. Payload. The user downloads the rogue as a zip. With extracting, the program then appears. It runs a fake scan, and like other rogues, it tells the user they have malicious files which in reality they don't have. When the user clicks remove threats, a browser then opens up, then making the user pay for it to remove threats, but is more of an excuse to get the user's money. During the fake scan it plays pig noises. In the page, it claims to be 5 stars on websites. It can block programs from running too. Also, the program says that to be able to remove the threats you must buy the full version, as mentioned above, or to insert an activation code recognition. This malware has started to get recognition when Twitch streamer Vinesauce Joel made Windows 10 destruction, in which he showcases it.